So our guest on today's podcast of the Global Bird Fair is Lucy Lapwing.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Lucy, that is, your name obviously implies lots of questions. Why don't you start by telling us your story?
Okay, how I got Lucy Lapwing?
Well, for a start, yes.
It's not as deep as it sounds, to be honest. Obviously, it's not my real surname. My real surname is Hodson. It started because I needed a handle on Instagram, a name on Instagram. And my name at the time, before I got into wildlife, was Lucy Lamplady, which is from Alphabet Land as a kid. I just needed some wildlife that began with L when I got into wildlife. So I opened my bird book and I was like, that's a nice bird, that'll do. And then it became a thing. So
you could have been a leopard.
Yeah, Lucy Leopard. It was Lucy Lacerta for a very short amount of time, which is, Latin for lizard, but I thought that was a bit too niche. So yeah.
Amazing. And you seem to be a fixture of Bird Fair, if that's a fair word.
Yes.
I mean, what brings you back year after year?
Oh, it's the people. It's just seeing, familiar faces, and a lot of people, everyone, in this world is so busy and going all over the place and spread, far and wide. So for a lot of people, this is like the time of year that I see them. So it's just like a little family, it's people from all walks of life and, backgrounds and ages, and just getting to see the same familiar faces every year and, hearing about what people have been up to and their work and passion. It's great.
And if it's a meaningful term, what is your day job?
A bit of a mix. So I worked for the RSPB for years, and I now do a few different things. So I work in wildlife campaigning, so a little bit of that part-time, and then I do freelance kind of writing, nature comms, that kind of thing. And then, of course, twice a year I work behind the scenes on the BBC watches, so Winter Watch and Spring Watch.
Right, okay. So you're fresh from Derbyshire then?
Yes, yeah, a month in Sheffield, yeah, which was great.
Well, that's our neck of the woods.
Yes, grand. Well, I'm from the other side, my friend, Lancashire, so
there's a mountain range up between.
Yeah, it separates us.
Yeah, so that obviously went very well. It got a lot of rave reviews.
Yes,
didn't it?
Yes, yeah. It felt like a really nice series this year. It was the site was great. The wildlife performed well. A really nice mix of species, and just a really, really good team who, they blow me away every year. There's some people who've been working on it for 20, 19, 18 years of the 20 years. And then there's some new faces every year as well. So this year we just had not that we ever don't, but it was a really just energetic, good mix. It felt great.
There are people here at Bird Fair who've been coming here for, some of them as long as 30 years.
Yeah.
And they still identify themselves as that year they were on Spring Watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's obviously that's like useful and important and exciting an event in people's lives,
yes.
Whether you're a broadcaster or a naturalist.
Yeah, which is an honour, yeah.
So, and next in line in the pipeline, what other projects have you got?
Oh, crikey. I don't even know. What am I doing after this? What I want to do, aside from work, is to just spend some more time this year learning about wildlife. Mm-hmm. When I was first getting into nature, I just used to read identification books like they were novels, from front page to back. And the last few years I've been so busy, I've lost time to just do that. So I think once I've finished this week, I'm going to go home, and when it's good weather, or even when it's bad weather, this year I want to do a bit of botanising and get into flowers and plants a bit more. So I'm going to go out with my botany books and just teach myself about grasses and sedges and things.
Yeah, fantastic. It certainly struck me talking to some of the authors here and some of the TV presenters. Mike Dilger comes to mind. Talk about sharks, talk about bats, talk about lizards, talk about flowers, talk about fungi.
Yeah.
And they can.
Yes. Yeah.
So I kind of get where you want to go with this.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of the most wonderful things to not only go out and observe things in nature, whatever that might be. It might be something as ordinary as a woodlouse, but seeing it do something, seeing a behaviour or a scene play out in front of you, and then marrying that up with knowledge when you read a book and you think, that's why it was doing that, because of this. And I just love that level of comprehension.
And even woodlice and even wasps and even ants can be absolutely fascinating.
What do you mean even? Especially?
Well, we've seen people fighting them off, so there's a mixed view on that one.
The wasps have been having a sugar fest, haven't they, this bird fair, because it's so hot. But I'm a big fan of the underdogs, especially the things that people don't like. People think, slugs are gross. Slugs are beautiful. So anything that, we're perhaps a little bit more cautious around, I tend to try and explore a bit more and think, well, what's something cool about a spider hunting wasp? Or an earwig or something else that's perhaps less sexy than birds at bird fair.
But there is, I mean, they call it bird fair for lack of a bit better name.
Yeah.
But it is just an amazing
Nature fair.
fix of nature and a conservation fest and a travel fest and
Absolutely.
everything with a natural bent to it, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Agree.
Lovely. Thanks so much for talking to us.
Thanks for having me.